Beloved chosen one, listen closely. Heaven has paused everything around you for this moment. The noise fades, the world stops spinning for just a breath, and in the stillness, you feel it, the whisper that does not belong to this world. It is not coincidence that you are here. It is divine appointment. The Spirit has been circling you, waiting for you to slow down enough to hear what others have ignored. What you are about to receive must remain hidden for now. Because not every revelation is meant for open ears. Some truths lose their power when shared too soon. This is the moment where heaven tests your secrecy. The whisper is not loud, it trembles in your chest, moving through your spirit like light slipping through a locked door. You sense that what's being spoken is holy. You want to speak it, to tell someone, to share it, but the voice interrupts, commanding, keep it private, because this is between you and God alone. You have been wondering why your spirit has been restless lately, why you feel watched over, why certain people drifted away. It wasn't rejection, it was divine rearrangement. You are being positioned for something sacred, and God is isolating you to preserve the purity of the message. There are things too holy for the crowd, too sacred for unprepared hearts. Heaven trusts you with silence as your first assignment. Listen carefully. Divine secrecy is not suppression. It is protection. Every prophet who carried glory had to first master the art of silence. Joseph was given dreams, but his mistake was revealing them too early, and envy rose against him. So God is teaching you wisdom through quietness. Your silence is your strategy. Every time you resist the urge to reveal, heaven records your obedience. The night grows heavy with mystery, and your thoughts start to wander. Why me? Because you were never ordinary. You have carried spiritual weight long before you understood its name. Every tear you've shed, every quiet moment where you questioned your worth, heaven saw it as preparation. You are not behind, you are hidden for divine timing. The waiting has not been punishment, it has been preservation. You must understand, the whisper is not for everyone. When God speaks in secret, He's not hiding truth from you. He's hiding truth for you. The mysteries you guard in silence will one day become the words that set others free. But not yet. Silence for now is your offering. In this secret conversation between you and the Almighty, there is a gentle exchange. You give your trust, and heaven gives revelation. You give your restraint, and heaven gives authority. God is forming a deeper bond with you, one that cannot be built in noise or shared spaces. He's crafting a private covenant, as Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 6. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. This chosen one is your sacred reminder. Your obedience in private will birth power in public. The unseen moments matter the most. When you guard what heaven gives, heaven guards you in return. That is why you cannot tell everyone what God is showing you, not because you are afraid, but because you are wise. There will come a time for revealing, but not tonight. For now, sit in the mystery. Feel the weight of divine silence pressing against your chest. It is not emptiness, it is incubation. What God planted in you is growing in secret. When it is time, no man will be able to deny what you carry. If this word resonates deep in your spirit, if you feel that pull of divine privacy stirring within, take this moment to align. Breathe in, exhale slowly, and whisper, I receive this. Then, as an act of agreement, like this message, share it with another chosen one who will understand. and subscribe so you never miss what heaven is about to unveil next. Comment 111 below as a prophetic sign that you choose silence over exposure, wisdom over noise, and divine timing over human approval. The whisper fades, but its echo remains inside you, pulsing like a heartbeat that no one else can hear. You realize now that what God entrusted to you was not simply information, it was a living seed of divine knowledge, meant to grow in the soil of your obedience. You carry something eternal within you, something that cannot be handled casually. The secret you now hold is marked with heaven's fingerprint, and it comes with an invisible seal, a divine mark that declares, "Do not reveal until appointed time." You feel the gravity of it pressing on your spirit. The weight of revelation is not light, and yet you were chosen to bear it. This is what separates the called from the chosen. Many are called to listen, but only a few are trusted to hold. You are among the few, the ones whom God calls his vault's keepers of divine mysteries. And though no one around you knows what is happening inside your spirit, heaven celebrates your silence like a victory. There is a deep peace in secrecy. You start to notice how the more you guard the mystery, the more God draws near. You are learning a sacred rhythm: speak less, listen more, reveal less, discern deeper. Every time you resist the urge to expose what God has whispered, your spiritual authority grows. Heaven is not in a hurry, and neither should you be. Divine things ripen slowly. In the stillness, your spiritual senses sharpen. You begin to feel a strange awareness, the sense that the revelation inside you is alive, breathing, waiting. It's as though God himself is guarding the edges of your mind, ensuring that this knowledge stays pure. You feel the Holy Spirit's presence like a shield, wrapping around your thoughts, reminding you not yet. Protect it. You remember how, in Scripture, the prophets often spoke in symbols, dreams, and visions that only heaven could interpret. They wrote what they saw, but hid what they knew. That's how the sacred remains sacred, by not being cheapened through careless exposure. You are now part of that lineage of silence, chosen to carry what others could not endure. In the darkness of your private moments, God begins to explain why secrecy is so vital. He shows you glimpses of what would happen if you spoke too soon, how unready hearts would twist it, how proud minds would reject it, how the enemy would target it before its maturity. He reminds you that premature revelation is like a seed dug up before it can root. You must let time do its holy work. You begin to sense that every true revelation comes with a hidden seal, something that only heaven can open. It's not locked by human hands, but by divine intention. When God seals something, no one can unseal it until his time. You may not fully understand the reason, but your obedience is the key. The quiet hours become your sanctuary. There. You are not performing or pretending, you are simply present with God. You speak less and feel more. You stop seeking confirmation from people, because heaven's confirmation has already been stamped on your spirit. You learn to love the sacred tension between knowing and not telling. It becomes a holy discipline. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 33, verse 3. Call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. Those unsearchable things are now being revealed to your heart, not in public, not on platforms, but in private communion. God does not shout such things into the crowd. He whispers them to those who dwell close to his presence. And you, chosen one, are being drawn closer, not to be celebrated, but to be refined. You begin to realize that revelation is not about information, it is about transformation. What God reveals to you is meant first to change you before it changes anyone else. That is why secrecy matters. Hidden truth transforms the vessel before it is ever poured out to others. You are not simply a messenger, you are becoming the message itself. So you guard your heart, your words, your silence. You understand now that not every question deserves an answer, and not every moment demands speech. God's trust in you deepens with every secret you keep. And though no one praises you for your silence, heaven records your faithfulness. The hidden seal remains unbroken for now, glowing faintly in the unseen realm. What you carry is still forming, still being written upon your soul. And when the time comes, when heaven's clock strikes its appointed hour, the seal will break not by your decision, but by divine decree. Until then, you wait, you guard, and you listen because silence is your altar, and secrecy is your obedience. You begin to understand why God asked for silence. The deeper you go, the clearer it becomes. Revelation mishandled can destroy what was meant to bless. The mysteries of heaven are pure fire, holy, powerful, and dangerous when touched with unclean hands. The moment you speak what was meant to stay hidden, you expose divine light to unready hearts, and it becomes twisted in misunderstanding. That is why God shields certain words from the crowd. You have seen it before. Someone receives a glimpse of truth, and they rush to share it, craving validation, not understanding that exposure too early can kill the seed. The Spirit grieves when holy things are treated like ordinary talk. You now feel that same grief in your bones. You sense how fragile and sacred this trust is. Heaven does not reveal to impress you. Heaven reveals to test you. Can you hold divine fire without setting the wrong things ablaze? The more you reflect, the more you realize that the call to secrecy is not punishment, it's refinement. God hides his gold in silence, because only there can it stay untarnished. He hides you too, so that when your time comes, your words will carry weight, not noise. Every moment of quiet obedience is like polishing the vessel of your soul. When you guard revelation, you are proving to heaven that you can be trusted with more. But secrecy carries weight. There will be moments when it feels unbearable, when you want to speak, to tell, to lighten the pressure. Yet you hear the Spirit whisper, wait, because what you carry is not just revelation, it's a spiritual weapon. And a weapon unsheathed too soon loses its edge. Heaven teaches you that silence is not passive, it is an act of war. Every time you keep still when the enemy expects you to speak, you frustrate his plans. Your silence is strategy, your secrecy is strength. The darkness cannot fight what it cannot see. So God blinds your adversaries by keeping your assignment invisible. In those hidden moments, you begin to feel the presence of angels, guardians assigned to keep what is sacred safe within you. You sense them when you pray in silence, when you worship without words, when tears fall without sound. These are moments that no one else witnesses, but heaven does. Heaven keeps record of every restrained word, every withheld thought, every decision to obey the unseen command. Keep this private. It becomes clear now that this secrecy is not only for your protection, it's for the preservation of others. 2. Some are not ready to carry what you carry. They might ridicule it, misuse it, or dilute it. God's timing is perfect. He will open the door for revelation when hearts are prepared to receive it, not before, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 2. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of kings. This is why concealment is holy. When God hides something, it is not lost, it is being refined for royal hands. You are not keeping secrets out of fear. You are preserving glory. Every concealed word, every guarded vision, Every unspoken truth adds weight to your spirit, making you a vessel worthy of divine mysteries. You remember now that Jesus himself often withdrew from the crowds, speaking only to the few who could understand. Even he guarded revelation, revealing truth in parables so that only those with ears to hear could grasp its meaning. That same wisdom now moves in you. There will come a time when this fire will have to be released, but not yet. Right now, your silence is creating capacity. The longer you hold, the purer the flame will burn when it's time. You are not behind schedule. You are in divine incubation. And when doubt comes, when you wonder whether your silence matters, remember this: heaven measures obedience, not volume. God does not reward how loudly you proclaim, but how faithfully you guard. The secret you carry is heaven's investment in you. Now, chosen one, take a breath. Feel that sacred heaviness upon your spirit. You have not been forgotten. You are being trusted. And if you feel this truth stirring inside you, if the Spirit confirms this word deep within, declare it below as a prophetic act. Come and hold the fire, because that is exactly what you are doing. You are holding divine fire, protecting it from the winds of distraction until the appointed moment. Your comment is not just words, it's alignment. By declaring it, you affirm your role as a guardian of God's secrets. You choose wisdom over impulse, preparation over performance, silence over spectacle. Heaven sees, heaven records, heaven smiles. The night grows long, and silence begins to take on a deeper meaning. It's no longer just the absence of sound, it's the atmosphere of obedience. You realize that the testing has begun. God is not testing your ability to hear, but your ability to hold. The real trial of a chosen one is not how quickly you speak what you've seen, but how faithfully you can guard it when everything around you tempts you to reveal. You feel the weight of the unseen world pressing against you. Thoughts swirl in your mind. What if I shared just a small part? What if someone else could confirm what I saw? Yet in the quiet, you sense the Spirit's firm but gentle restraint. Not yet. It is not fear that keeps you silent, it is divine discipline. The revelation you carry is not ready for light. It still belongs to the shadows of preparation. This is the night of testing. Every chosen vessel must pass through it. It is not a punishment, but a proving ground where heaven measures trust. The testing does not come through obvious enemies. It often comes through familiar voices, through well-meaning hearts who say, "Tell me what God showed you." But discernment whispers, "Don't." For even those who love you may not understand what is meant for you alone. The enemy watches in silence too. He knows he cannot steal what God has sealed, but he can try to trick you into exposing it prematurely. He speaks through pressure, through curiosity, through pride. He tells you that silence looks like fear, but heaven reminds you silence is strength. To hold your peace when provoked is proof of spiritual maturity. You remember that Jesus himself endured this same test. When he stood before Pilate, accused and mocked, he could have spoken and silenced every voice with divine truth. But he remained silent because the moment for revelation had not yet come. That silence was not weakness, it was absolute authority under control. And you, walking this same narrow path, are learning what he mastered: the power of withheld words. You begin to see that silence can be a sword. When you refuse to speak before time, you disarm the enemy. Every provocation loses its force against your stillness. Heaven trains your spirit to stay anchored while storms of temptation pass. You don't need to defend your calling or prove your anointing. The proof is in your endurance. The Word of God declares in the book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 14, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. That single verse becomes your anchor. Every time the urge to explain or justify rises within you, those words echo through your mind, "Be still." You learn to let God speak for you in silence. The unseen battles fought in the dark bring victories that no audience will ever witness, yet heaven applauds. You start to realize that this testing is shaping your spirit into something unbreakable. The more you surrender your need to be understood, the freer you become. The opinions of others no longer carry power over you. You live now for the audience of one. The night of testing is lonely, but it is holy. In that solitude, you meet the truest version of yourself, the one who doesn't need to be seen to be chosen, the one who can hold sacred fire without dropping it in haste. Your silence, though heavy, becomes worship. It becomes your declaration that God alone decides when your voice will rise again. Until then, you walk quietly, holding the secret as heaven watches, knowing that the test you pass in silence will one day echo as thunder. You wake in the dawn's quiet hush, the air still humming with the residue of last night's testing. Something inside you feels changed, steadier, stronger, like gold that has endured the fire. The silence that once felt heavy now feels holy. You begin to realize that you and heaven have entered something deeper than obedience. It is covenant. This covenant is not written on paper or carved in stone. It is engraved in your heart. It is invisible ink between your spirit and God's will. You feel it when you breathe, when you pray, when you walk through ordinary moments that no longer feel ordinary. You are not the same. You are walking inside a divine agreement that cannot be broken by words or weakened by time. The silent covenant, it is your unseen altar. You offer your restraint, your patience, your secrecy, and in exchange, God offers his covering. Every chosen one must one day make this silent vow to love God enough to hold his secrets until he says, "Release." That is what separates the gifted from the trusted. Many can receive revelation, but few can carry it without pride. In the stillness of this covenant, heaven begins to open itself differently to you. You feel revelation flowing not in loud bursts, but like a soft stream beneath the surface of your thoughts. You catch glimpses of understanding, pieces of divine wisdom hidden in everyday moments, the way the light falls on your hands, the way a stranger's words echo something you prayed for in silence. You realize that God is everywhere, whispering between the lines of life itself. We are reminded through the writings of David in the Psalms, chapter 25 on verse 14. The Lord confides in those who fear him. He makes his covenant known to them. You understand now what you carry is not a burden. It is a friendship. God is not using you. He is trusting you. This is intimacy in its purest form, when heaven feels safe revealing itself to you. And in this place of quiet friendship, you begin to see that what is happening here, this message, these words, this moment is part of something larger than yourself. It's not just about hearing. It's about building a community of silent keepers, of those who understand the sacred responsibility of revelation. The world may not see you, but heaven does. And heaven is gathering those like you from across nations, people who will guard divine mysteries and live with holy discretion. So as you breathe in this truth, let this be more than just a message you hear and move on from. Let it be a call to connection, like seeds scattered in hidden soil. Your engagement, your small acts of support help this light reach further, quietly, deeply, faithfully. When you like, when you share, when you subscribe, you're not just supporting content. You are extending the altar of this covenant to more hearts that need it. And if your spirit ever feels moved to give, to sow into this flow, see it not as donation but as participation, as watering the soil from which divine truth grows. Every act, no matter how small, keeps the flame alive, helping this sacred whisper reach the ones still wandering in silence. You are part of something unseen yet eternal. Heaven is watching every gesture, measuring not the size of the offering, but the sincerity of the heart behind it. What you do in love becomes light that never fades. So walk in this covenant, chosen one, with humility and quiet strength. Keep your vow, guard the flame, and let your actions silent, generous, faithful become the language through which heaven continues to speak. The air feels different now, still sacred, yet heavier with responsibility. You've accepted the covenant, but now the silence starts to reveal its deeper layers. It is not just secrecy anymore, it is assignment. You begin to sense that heaven has been preparing you for something precise, something invisible to human eyes. It is not a task written on paper or spoken aloud, it is written into your being, pulsing like quiet thunder beneath your skin. This is the invisible assignment. It will not come with applause or titles. There will be no certificate, no crown made by hands, but heaven sees. Every small act of faithfulness you carry in secret counts more than you could ever imagine. The unseen world moves when you obey in silence. The angels record when you choose humility over haste. You start noticing divine patterns, the kind that others miss. The moments that feel ordinary to the world are filled with subtle cues meant only for you, a certain word repeated in a conversation, a sudden pause in time, a thought that burns without sound. Heaven speaks to you through symbols, through intuition, through the language of quiet confirmation. You are being guided, step by step, but not by sight. Faith becomes your compass. Every time you move without full clarity, heaven lights the next step. You walk not in confidence of what you know, but in trust of who guides you. And in that trust, something begins to awaken inside you, a sense of divine rhythm. You realize you are no longer just living, you are moving with heaven. Heaven speaks clearly through the words in Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verse 29. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever. That verse echoes through your spirit like a drumbeat. The secret things still belong to Him, but He lets you glimpse fragments of them, not to own, but to steward. The revelation you carry is not for possession, it is for purpose. You are not the source, you are the vessel. You start to notice how people around you may not understand this phase of your journey. Some may think you've become distant, withdrawn, or overly cautious. They won't see what's happening in the invisible. But don't let misunderstanding shake you. The invisible assignment is not for explanation, it's for execution. Your obedience in the unseen will one day echo in visible fruit. There will be days when you question if you are still on the right path, when silence feels like delay, when the absence of confirmation feels like absence of direction. But even then, the Spirit will whisper, trust the silence. For the silence is not void, it is guidance in disguise. You'll realize that heaven's instructions rarely come all at once. They unfold like dawn, slowly, deliberately, never overwhelming. Each act of obedience unlocks the next. What you think is small may be the hinge upon which someone else's destiny turns. You are being used as an unseen thread in a vast divine tapestry. And though you may never see the full picture, your faith weaves beauty into eternity. That is what makes you chosen, not because you are perfect, but because you said yes to a mission that can't be measured by the eyes of men. So if this word stirs something deep inside you, If you feel the invisible weight of divine purpose resting on your soul, acknowledge it right now as a prophetic act. Declare silently in your heart, I accept the unseen task. And then, to seal it in faith, comment 333 below. Not for show, not for numbers, but as a symbol of alignment, body, soul, and spirit moving as one with heaven's design. That number becomes your mark of agreement, a whisper in the digital wilderness saying, I am part of this unseen movement. Heaven sees, heaven smiles, and heaven continues to guide. The deeper you go into your invisible assignment, the more the world around you starts to feel foreign. You begin to notice the subtle language of heaven, how truth is rarely spoken in plain words, but hidden within symbols, patterns, and dreams. God begins to teach you the language of light. It is not a language of letters or sounds, but of revelation understood only by the Spirit. When the divine speaks out, it does not always come as sentences, it comes as sensation, intuition, illumination. It is a knowing that lives beneath thought. You start to discern this new dialect not with your ears, but with your heart. The more you learn to listen inwardly, the clearer the light becomes. It begins to paint meanings across ordinary things the way a candle flickers during prayer. The timing of a stranger's kindness. The quiet resonance of a scripture you've read 100 times but suddenly feel as if for the first time. This is not coincidence, it is communication. Heaven has chosen to speak to you through the hidden current of light that flows beneath the surface of reality. And when you tune to that current, the whole world begins to glow differently. What once seemed random begins to feel orchestrated. You realize that divine order hides beneath what the world calls chaos. The longer you walk with heaven, the more fluent you become in this unspoken language. But learning it requires surrender. You cannot demand clarity, you must allow revelation to unfold. God never shouts, He whispers. His language moves like sunlight through a curtain, subtle, gentle, precise. You must lean closer to see it. It is in this intimacy that you discover something extraordinary. Light carries knowledge, but not the kind that inflates the mind. It is the kind that awakens the soul. When the light of revelation touches you, it doesn't make you feel superior, it humbles you. It makes you aware of how vast God's wisdom truly is and how small human understanding can be. You begin to crave not explanation, but communion. You start to see that divine light also carries codes. What God shows you is rarely straightforward. It comes wrapped in mystery to protect its power. To those without discernment, it looks like confusion. But to those chosen to understand, it is guidance hidden in plain sight. Dreams, visions, patterns of numbers, words that repeat in your spirit, these are not mere coincidences. They are fragments of divine language teaching you to see as heaven sees. As the prophet wrote in the scroll of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. This instruction is not just about writing, it is about translating divine light into human action. What heaven shows you in revelation must be written in obedience. Every insight must become movement. Every vision must birth response. The language of light is meant to flow, not to stagnate. You begin to understand why revelation often comes in riddles. The mystery itself is protection. When light is too direct, those without spiritual sight may misuse it. God speaks in symbols to safeguard His treasures, ensuring that only the humble and patient can decode them. The world chases noise, but heaven hides truth in stillness. You notice that your perception changes too. You begin to hear truth even in silence, to see meaning even in darkness. Your entire existence becomes a conversation with God. Every moment becomes translation work deciphering heaven's poetry in the language of earth. And though others may not see what you see, you are not discouraged. The language of light is personal. It is designed for the ones who dwell in intimacy with the divine. To understand it is to be entrusted. To walk in it is to become light yourself. So you walk, glowing quietly in the unseen, carrying this luminous alphabet of heaven within your spirit. You do not need to speak it aloud for the world to know it shows in your presence, in the peace that radiates from you, in the calm that defies explanation. You have become fluent in the silence that shines. There is a strange stillness that follows revelation. You have begun to see more clearly, to hear more deeply, and yet in this new clarity, God shows you something unsettling: the faces that cannot be trusted. The closer you move toward light, the clearer shadows become. This is the season of unveiling, where heaven begins to separate loyalty from familiarity. At first, it feels painful. You notice how certain people once close to your spirit start to drift away without explanation. Conversations feel hollow, smiles feel strained. You can sense in your spirit that some are watching but not with love. The very glow of your calling exposes hidden motives around you. It is not your fault. Light always reveals what darkness hides. You start to understand that not everyone can be trusted with what God has shown you. There are those who would turn your revelation into gossip, those who would handle sacred truth with unclean hands, those who would smile as they twist your words for their gain. Heaven, in its mercy, begins to remove these influences, not to isolate you, but to protect the purity of what you carry. This is the betrayal warning. God allows you to see through masks, not to breed suspicion, but to cultivate discernment. He shows you who claps for you only when it benefits them, who asks questions not to understand, but to extract. You learn the subtle art of holy distance, not cutting people off in bitterness, but stepping back in wisdom. It becomes clear that revelation requires boundaries. You cannot pour living water into cracked vessels and expect it to be preserved. Not everyone who listens deserves access. Jesus himself experienced this. Even among 12, there was one who could not be trusted. The same pattern repeats for every chosen one. The closer you walk with heaven, the more selective your circle must become. You begin to see why silence is not only obedience, it's armor. Every word you keep unspoken becomes a shield against betrayal. The Spirit starts teaching you to weigh every conversation. Is this for sharing or for silence? Sometimes the safest thing you can do with revelation is to let it rest inside your heart until God himself releases it. The voice of God thundered in the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 12. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land where you are going, or they will be a snare among you. That warning feels alive in your soul. It is not about enemies with swords, it is about alliances with wrong spirits. Some relationships are snares woven in kindness. Discernment becomes your compass, and peace becomes your confirmation. If a connection disturbs your peace, heaven is alerting you to step back. You start noticing how your spirit reacts differently around certain people. Some drain your energy, others confuse your clarity. The moment you leave their presence, you feel your light flicker. Those are signs not to be ignored. The Holy Spirit uses discomfort as a warning signal, guiding you gently away from harm before it can reach your heart. This revelation changes the way you love. You still love people, but with spiritual awareness. You realize love does not always mean access. Forgiveness does not require proximity. You can bless from afar and still protect what's sacred within you. The wisdom of heaven teaches you that compassion and caution can coexist. Though the pruning feels lonely, it is divine surgery. God is not taking people from you to punish you. He is clearing the space for those who are truly aligned with your destiny. The ones meant to walk with you will recognize your light, not compete with it. And so, chosen one, you accept this holy separation without resentment. You understand now that the path of divine trust is narrow. You are learning to discern faces, spirits, and motives not through suspicion, but through truth. What remains after betrayal's fire is purity, and in that purity, you will find your circle small, silent, and heaven-approved. You enter a quieter chapter now, the chamber of waiting. It is not punishment, but a sanctuary wrapped in silence. After betrayal's sting and the ache of separation, heaven draws you deeper into stillness. It is here, in the quiet between revelations, that your faith is tested most gently yet most profoundly. There are no voices, no signs, no bursts of divine clarity, and only silence. And that silence can feel louder than thunder. At first, you wrestle with it. Your spirit, once filled with revelation, now feels like an empty room. You ask, God, have you left me? But then, a softer understanding rises. This isn't absence, it's presence in disguise. Heaven often hides to reveal what's already inside you. When the voice grows quiet, God is teaching you to trust His nature, not just His words. Waiting is the hardest part of obedience because it demands surrender without answers. You can't hurry divine timing. You can't rush what must mature. The chamber of waiting is where patience becomes holy. You learn to stop forcing doors open and instead sit at them until heaven's key turns. It's not inactivity, it's faith in motion through stillness. This chamber is sacred ground. Here, your identity is stripped of performance. You are not the revelations you've carried or the mysteries you've guarded. You are simply a soul loved by God, breathing under His unseen watch. Every chosen one must face this silence, because it is the silence that purifies motive. When all you have left is stillness, your heart reveals whether it seeks God or only His gifts. Slowly, peace begins to return, not the noisy kind that depends on circumstances, but the kind that feels like soft sunlight after rain. You find contentment not in answers, but in trust. The waiting becomes prayer, the stillness becomes worship. Heaven is not delaying you, heaven is deepening you. The ancient words recorded in Romans chapter 8, verse 25, declare, but if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. Those words echo like a gentle heartbeat within you. Patience is not passive, it is prophetic. It speaks faith into the unseen. When you wait without wavering, but you declare silently to the heavens, I still believe. Every moment you endure without evidence becomes incense rising before God. It's in this quiet space that new strength begins to form. Though you can't feel it yet, you are being fortified in hidden ways. Your silence is building endurance. Your waiting is forging trust. What looks like delay from earth's view is divine preparation from heaven's. You are being fitted for what's next, piece by invisible piece. And then, unexpectedly, peace shifts to stillness of another kind, a readiness. You can sense that heaven is almost done with the inner work. The atmosphere around you feels heavy again, not with confusion but with expectancy. It's as if time itself is leaning forward, whispering soon. If you've ever found yourself here in the quiet middle between promise and fulfillment, know this: you are not forgotten. The silence of heaven is not rejection, it's refinement. The chamber of waiting is where endurance meets destiny. And if this truth resonates with you right now, if you can feel your soul nodding in agreement, even as tears press behind your eyes, take a deep breath and ground yourself in the moment. Let the peace of this waiting wrap around you. Then, as a small act of faith, comment, "Still I wait." Let it be more than words. Let it be your declaration to the unseen realms that you are not giving up, not walking away, not losing heart. You are waiting with purpose. You are trusting with maturity. You are standing in the chamber of waiting with hands open, not demanding but surrendering. But heaven sees it. Heaven honors it. Heaven is almost ready. The waiting has refined you. The silence has softened your heart and sharpened your spirit. But now comes a more difficult test, the breaking point. It arrives quietly, not with explosions or storms, but with subtle exhaustion. You begin to feel the weight of obedience pressing against your humanity. You have held so much, hidden so much, waited so long. There's a whisper of weariness that says, maybe it's time to let go. Maybe it's time to speak. But deep down, you know this is not the release heaven promised. It is the temptation of relief disguised as revelation. The breaking point is the border between faithfulness and frustration. It is where many fall not because they stop believing, but because they grow tired of holding. You stand on that edge now, feeling torn between your spirit and your flesh. The silence that once felt holy now feels heavy. You pray, and the heavens stay quiet. You fast, and your heart feels empty. It's here, in this sacred exhaustion, that heaven watches most closely. God is not testing your strength, He is measuring your surrender. The breaking point is not meant to crush you, it's meant to purify you. When the last layer of self breaks, the true vessel appears, like clay under a potter's hand. Your cracks are not mistakes, they are openings for light to enter. God is not punishing you through pressure, He is shaping you for permanence. You begin to see the purpose of this pain. The oil of anointing does not flow until the olive is crushed. The fragrance of incense does not rise until the grain is ground. The wine is never released until the grape is pressed. So too, your spirit must break open before it can pour out its divine fragrance. We find in the book of Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." That verse becomes your anchor in this breaking. It reminds you that God does not start what He will not finish. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, heaven is still building something eternal. As the pressure deepens, you begin to notice that your tears have changed. They're not the tears of despair anymore, they're the tears of surrender. Something sacred happens when a soul reaches its limit and still whispers, "I trust you." That whisper shakes the heavens more than any shout could. You start to understand that even your pain is prophetic. What breaks you also births you. Every disappointment is digging deeper roots of endurance. Every silent prayer is watering unseen seeds of destiny. The breaking point is not your end, it's heaven's turning point. And as you breathe through this moment, know that your endurance feeds something far beyond yourself. These words you hear now, this small stream of divine guidance, flows because others before you stood at their own breaking points and refused to quit. Every like, every share, every act of connection you make helps this river of light continue to flow toward those who need it most. When you support one another, when you subscribe, when you give even a little, you're not just helping a message reach another ear. You're joining the sacred cycle of endurance and renewal. You're planting encouragement into the soil of another weary soul who might be standing where you are now, ready to break. Think of your support as oil for the flame. Every gesture keeps the light alive, reaching farther into the dark. Whether you share this message or sow into it, you are saying to heaven, keep the fire burning for others too. You, chosen one, are not breaking down. You are breaking open, and through the cracks, light will pour not just for you, but for countless others who will one day find hope because you didn't quit at the edge. So breathe. You are almost through this valley. The hands that shaped you will never drop you. And even in the breaking, you are becoming something unshakable, something eternal. The storm passes quietly, and what remains is peace that feels almost supernatural. You have walked through pressure, through silence, through breaking, and now your soul stands purified, emptied of noise, filled with something indescribable. The struggle didn't destroy you, it refined you. The fire didn't consume you, it revealed what could not be burned. You begin to sense a change in the air around you. It is as though heaven has shifted position. The silence that once tested you now wraps around you like a gentle mantle. There is no thunder, no visions, no trembling, only calm. And yet, that calm carries weight. It is the quiet authority that comes after obedience. This is consecrated silence. It is not the silence of confusion or exhaustion, but of sacred alignment. You are no longer waiting to be seen or validated. You no longer need confirmation or applause. You rest, knowing that heaven has witnessed your obedience and marked you with quiet favor. There is something holy about this phase where God no longer needs to speak every day because you've learned His rhythm. You can feel His approval in the stillness, sense His presence in the ordinary. You are not performing for Him anymore. You are being with Him. Your silence has turned from test to intimacy. In this consecrated quiet, you realize that heaven rewards what humans overlook. There were nights you thought no one noticed your prayers, no one saw your tears, no one heard your whispered yes in the dark. But the unseen kingdom was watching, recording, honoring. Every moment of restraint, every act of surrender, every withheld word became incense before the throne. The Spirit reminds you that not all rewards are loud. Some blessings are wrapped in peace. Some victories sound like rest. There are crowns that come not from winning public battles, but from enduring private wars with grace. The Word of God declares in the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 15, "In quietness and in trust shall be your strength." That verse now lives within you. It defines your spirit's posture: calm, anchored, unshaken. You begin to notice that strength doesn't always roar. Sometimes strength is the ability to stay still when everything around you moves. Consecrated silence transforms how you see the world. You start hearing God's voice in the smallest details, in the sound of wind brushing the trees, in the warmth of sunlight through glass, in the rhythm of your own heartbeat. You begin to understand that communication with heaven is not always verbal, it's vibrational. His presence moves through peace like music too low for human ears to hear. You also notice something new about your thoughts. They are quieter, clearer, sharper. You don't overthink anymore, you discern. You no longer feel the need to react to every noise, defend every misunderstanding, or chase after every opportunity. You've learned to move only when heaven moves. The same silence that once scared you has now become your home, and it is in this stillness that God begins to reveal how much He has done in you. You may not see it in mirrors or words, but heaven sees it in your spirit's glow. The obedience, the endurance, the restraint, they have become your fragrance in the spirit realm. Darkness recognizes it. Angels recognize it. You have become one marked by quiet power. Your silence has turned into authority. When you speak now, words carry weight because they are born of waiting. You don't speak from impulse. You speak from revelation. You don't act from fear. You act from purpose. What was once restraint has become discernment. In this holy quiet, you realize something profound. God was never teaching you to stay silent forever. He was teaching you to speak from silence, from depth, not noise, from spirit, not impulse. You have graduated from survival to stewardship. What you carry now is not fragile, it's eternal. You are a keeper of peace, a vessel of stillness, a walking sanctuary of divine rest. In the still glow of consecrated silence, something begins to shift again. Heaven, once whispering softly to your spirit, now starts to move around you in signs of unfolding promise. The waiting season was not in vain. Every tear, every quiet act of obedience, every unspoken prayer has been building toward this moment. Now, heaven prepares to release what was hidden, to transform your secrecy into blessing. You start to notice small changes. Doors that once stayed shut begin to creak open. Opportunities appearing without effort. Favor finding you when you least expect it. You realize that obedience in private has drawn a blessing that can no longer stay concealed. What you kept hidden in faith is now blooming in plain sight. It feels like spring after a long winter, subtle at first, then unstoppable. This is the coded blessing. It doesn't arrive like fireworks, it arrives like dawn, quiet, certain, beautiful. Others might call it luck, timing, or coincidence, but you know better. You understand that heaven speaks in layers, in symbols, in perfectly timed alignments. Every detail is divinely arranged, as Jesus himself declared in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. There is nothing concealed that will not be disclosed, or hidden that will not be made known. You now understand that when God hides something, it's not to deny it, it's to develop it. Hidden seasons are wombs for destiny. The silence was never neglect, it was incubation. Every withheld moment was heaven protecting what needed time to mature. Now, as the hidden things begin to surface, you see how every delay carried purpose. This blessing is coded because it's disguised from those who would not understand it. It may not look spectacular to the world, but your spirit recognizes its divine fingerprint. The job that appears ordinary carries eternal assignment. The relationship restored quietly is heaven's way of fulfilling a promise. The peace you wake up with each morning is the reward of obedience. You realize now that not every blessing wears a crown, some wear humility. Not every miracle draws a crowd, some happen in the secret corners of your life. God blesses differently those who have learned to wait silently, for their hearts can handle holy weight without pride. The coded blessing comes with balance. It asks you to remain grounded even as favor increases. It reminds you that what heaven gives is not for show, but for service. The moment you start seeing results, heaven watches how you handle them. Will you brag or bless? Will you hoard or pour out? You begin to feel gratitude rising like a river. Every hidden hardship now makes sense. The isolation was protection. The delay was direction. The silence was strategy. God never forgot you. He was aligning everything for this quiet unveiling. But even in blessing, the call to humility remains. Heaven reminds you gently, keep what is sacred, sacred. Not every new opportunity must be broadcast. Not every success must be shared. Some blessings are meant to remain coded between you and God, proof of divine intimacy, not public achievement. If this truth stirs your spirit, if you sense heaven's fingerprints upon your current season, acknowledge it with a heart of faith, not as superstition. but as recognition that you are standing in divine alignment. Comment 555 below as a prophetic symbol. That number represents grace multiplied, mercy overflowing, and change ordained by heaven. When you type it, do it as a silent act of agreement, saying, I recognize the blessing and I will carry it with humility. Let it be your way of thanking heaven, not with noise, but with awareness. You are living proof that what is hidden in obedience will always be revealed in perfect time. And as you continue to walk this sacred path, remember the coded blessing is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a greater revealing yet to come. The coded blessing settles gently into your life, and with it comes a new kind of awareness. You begin to understand that this entire journey, every silence, every test, every unseen act of obedience has been leading to one revelation. The battle has never been about your circumstances, your waiting, or even your calling. It has always been about your voice. From the beginning, heaven has been teaching you how to guard it. The enemy has been trying to steal it, because your voice carries authority. Your words, when aligned with heaven, shift atmospheres, dismantle darkness, and birth divine realities. That is why the warfare has been so intense, not to stop your walk, but to silence your sound. You realize that the attacks were never random. Every distraction, every misunderstanding, every moment of exhaustion, it all aimed at one thing: to make you doubt the value of your voice, to make you speak from fear, or worse, to stop speaking altogether. But heaven has been training you in reverse. The silence wasn't suppression, it was strengthening. God was teaching you that authority is not volume, it's alignment. Now, you begin to feel the restoration of your spiritual voice. It is not loud, it is weighty. You don't speak to fill the air, you speak to release heaven's will. The same lips that once trembled in confusion now move with precision. You understand that speaking before time brings chaos, but speaking at God's time brings creation. The Spirit brings to your remembrance a truth found in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verse 23. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, go, throw yourself into the sea, and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. That verse strikes differently now. You see that mountains don't move through human speech, but through divine resonance, through words that echo what heaven has already decreed. This is why the silence mattered so much. God was cleansing your sound, teaching you to speak not from emotion, but from revelation. Your voice is a weapon. When you declare truth, it pierces the invisible realm. When you worship, it shifts darkness. When you pray in alignment with God's will, it sends ripples across eternity. That is the war over your mouth, the enemy's fear that you'll finally realize the creative force hidden in your words. You begin to reflect on how easily language can be corrupted, how gossip, complaint, or fear dilute the authority of the chosen ones. Every careless word drains spiritual power. Every word of faith multiplies it. Heaven's discipline over your tongue was never to silence you. It was to sanctify you. You were not born to echo fear, but to articulate destiny. Now you feel heaven's fire resting on your lips. The same way the prophet Isaiah was touched with coal, your mouth has been purified through silence and surrender. You understand that from now on, every word you release must carry purpose. Idle talk is too expensive. Your calling is too weighty for meaningless noise. The war over your mouth has ended not because the attacks stopped, but because you've learned the secret of victory: to speak only when the Spirit breathes. You no longer react to provocation or rush to defend yourself. Your silence speaks louder than arguments, and your words carry the weight of peace. You are now a guardian of divine speech, a steward of sacred sound. Heaven trusts you to speak life where there is decay, faith where there is fear, and truth where there is confusion. You've been trained in the unseen trenches for this, your voice. Once restrained, now carries anointing. Every battle over your speech was necessary. Every silence was preparation. And now, when you finally open your mouth again, the earth will not just hear you, it will feel heaven moving through your words. You stand now in the quiet aftermath of spiritual warfare, breathing in the peace that follows endurance. What once was silence has become strength. What once was hidden is beginning to shimmer faintly in the light of revelation. You can feel it, something sacred is about to unfold. It is as if heaven has reached for the seal that has covered your destiny and is preparing to break it open. This is the moment when understanding deepens. Every mystery, every coded word, every divine whisper now begins to connect, forming a pattern that finally makes sense. You realize that revelation is never random. It's a carefully written script that heaven releases one line at a time. You are never wandering, you are walking through sentences of divine language written in invisible ink. You start to recall how many times you questioned God's timing, how often you thought the silence meant rejection or the waiting meant delay. But now, standing here in this still clarity, you understand heaven was not withholding answers, it was building capacity. Every unanswered prayer was a door kept closed until your spirit could bear what would walk through it. This is where you are handed the key of revelation. Not a literal key of metal or gold, but one made of understanding of alignment between your heart and heaven's rhythm. It unlocks more than secrets. It unlocks perception. You begin to see the difference between information and revelation. Information explains things. Revelation transforms them, as the apostle reminds us in his letter to the Ephesians chapter 1, verse 17, that the God of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of him. Those words now live within you. Wisdom and revelation, they move together like breath and heartbeat. Revelation without wisdom creates pride. Wisdom without revelation creates stagnation. God gives both so that your understanding matures instead of inflates. The key of revelation opens more than knowledge, it opens perspective. You begin to see not only what God is doing for you, but what he is doing through you. You start to recognize that you were never just a recipient of divine mysteries, you are a vessel, a carrier of light designed to translate heaven to earth. Every season of silence, testing, and waiting has prepared your spirit to hold this light without distortion. As the key turns within you, something ancient stirs. You begin to recall what your spirit has always known, that revelation is not an event, but a relationship. It grows deeper with every act of obedience. Each time you choose trust over fear, stillness over panic, faith over doubt, the revelation expands. You see patterns in scripture you missed before. You hear harmony between heaven's whisper and your own heart's rhythm. The key of revelation also brings responsibility, for with understanding comes accountability. What God reveals, he expects you to live. Truth is not given for observation, it's given for transformation. The light you carry must now move beyond thought into action. And this is where the next challenge begins, not to seek revelation for curiosity's sake, but to walk in it with humility, to let it shape how you see others, how you speak, how you move. The key doesn't open vaults of secret power, it opens hearts of compassion. The deeper you go into revelation, the softer your spirit becomes, that you understand that knowing God more doesn't make you above others, it makes you available to them. The seal of heaven begins to dissolve slowly, not through noise, but through readiness. What was once locked by divine silence now opens through your maturity. The mysteries you once begged to see are now being handed to you not as treasures to boast about, but as truths to embody. You hold the key now, and it fits perfectly because you've been shaped to carry it. There is a stillness after revelation, a quiet glow that lingers like sunrise over calm waters. You realize you've come far from where you began. You are no longer the restless seeker or the fearful listener. You have become something heaven delights to behold, one who can carry divine secrets without spilling them. One who can walk with power and still remain humble. You have joined the rare lineage of the quiet crowned ones, the keepers of divine trust. Heaven calls them few, for they are those who refuse to trade mystery for recognition. Their reward is not applause, it is intimacy. You now wear that same invisible crown, forged not from gold, but from endurance, obedience, and reverence. It glows in ways unseen, marking you as one who has passed through fire and remained faithful. This crown is unlike any earthly honor. You did not win it through competition or acclaim, but through consistency in the unseen. Every time you chose to obey rather than explain, to serve rather than shine, a gem was set into its rim. Every silent prayer added another glint of light. And now, heaven places it upon your spirit not for display but for distinction. You have been identified by heaven as trustworthy. The crown of the quiet ones does not rest on your head, it rests on your heart. It is the weight of peace that cannot be shaken, the authority that does not need to shout. You are no longer striving to be heard. You are anchored in being understood by heaven. We are reminded through the writings of Peter in his first letter, chapter 5, verse 4. And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the crown of glory that will never fade away. That promise stirs in you. It tells you that every hidden act of faith, every moment when no one saw your tears, every season where you stayed the course, none of it was wasted. The unseen crowns are the ones that shine the longest. This realization humbles you. You begin to understand that this journey was never just about revelation. It was about becoming a reflection. You were not merely learning God's secrets. You were learning His heart. And as His likeness forms within you, the world begins to notice, not because you demand attention, but because heaven's fragrance cannot be hidden. Your life becomes testimony in motion. People who once doubted you will sense something different, a peace that can't be faked, a calm that carries authority. You won't need to explain yourself. Your silence will speak louder than sermons. And as this crown rests upon you, the Spirit gently reminds you this is not the end, but a beginning. Crowns are not for keeping, they are for serving. The favor resting on your life is meant to flow, to touch others, to awaken in them the same quiet courage that heaven has formed in you. That's why every small gesture you make, every like, every share, every moment you choose to keep this flame alive becomes part of the light spreading through others still walking in their own silence. When you subscribe, when you stay connected, when you give even a drop of support, you're pouring oil into a lamp that never burns out. Think of it like tending a sacred fire at night. One breath, one spark, one act of faith keeps it glowing through the dark. Your encouragement and generosity aren't transactions, they are worship. You are saying to heaven, keep the light moving through me. And as you feel this moment settling in your spirit, take a breath and reflect. You are crowned not for perfection, but for perseverance. You have proven faithful in the unseen, and now, heaven asks you to reflect the same grace outward. Leave a comment below. Your words are like water to this living flame. Share what touched you, what you felt, or even a single sentence of gratitude. Because this crown, though invisible, multiplies through community, through hearts that beat in rhythm with heaven's quiet glory. You are one of the quiet, crowned ones, and the world needs the light that radiates from your stillness. The light of your invisible crown settles over you, and for the first time, you feel truly whole. The pieces of your journey, the silence, the testing, the secrecy, the waiting finally align like stars forming a constellation. You can trace the path of every hardship and see how it was guided by an unseen hand. The seasons that once felt disconnected now weave together into one divine story, you're becoming. But even in this serenity, you sense that one final refinement remains. It comes not as trial or loss, but as fire holy. Purifying fire meant to burn away the last fragments of pride, fear, or self-dependence that might still linger. This is not punishment, it is perfection. The revealing fire does not come to destroy, it comes to clarify. It ensures that what emerges is pure, undiluted, unmistakably divine. You begin to feel it before you see it, a warmth that rises from deep within, glowing brighter with every breath. The presence of God surrounds you like a gentle blaze. You remember the old stories, Moses before the burning bush, Isaiah before the coal of purification, the disciples before the tongues of flame. You realize that every true encounter with glory requires fire. It is the mark of transformation. And in this fire, everything false begins to fall away. Every illusion of control, every trace of self-glory, every fear of failure, they melt like wax in the light of divine truth. The fire reveals the real you. The one heaven always saw, the spirit refined through silence, tested through obedience, and crowned through faith. The Spirit spoke through the prophet Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 9. I will refine them like silver and test them like gold. They will call on my name and I will answer them. I will say, they are my people, and they will say, the Lord is our God. Those words echo through your being. The refining is never comfortable, but it is sacred. Fire does not only purify what is impure, it reveals what is genuine. You realize that the strength you thought you lacked was there all along. It was just buried under the ashes of old fears. The flames do not consume you because you were never meant to be destroyed. You were meant to shine. You feel heaven's warmth moving through your memories, touching old wounds that once defined you. Instead of pain, you feel peace. Every betrayal, every heartbreak, every misunderstanding is transformed into something radiant. It's as if the fire is turning every scar into light. You start to understand that nothing was wasted. Even the suffering served purpose. The revealing fire also teaches you humility and power. You sense the temptation to see yourself as accomplished, elevated, or superior. But the fire humbles those thoughts immediately. It reminds you that everything you are, every revelation, every victory, every breath is borrowed light. The same fire that empowers you also purifies your motives, ensuring that the glory always returns to its source. As the blaze settles, the atmosphere changes. The fire does not fade. It transforms into a steady glow that stays within you. You realize that the presence of God no longer visits, it abides. The same flame that once tested you now rests in you as peace. You've become a living altar, a vessel of continual worship. And in this still light, you sense the final clarity. You were never walking toward revelation, you were walking with it all along. The purpose was not to reach a moment of unveiling, but to become the unveiling itself. Every step, every silence, every surrender has turned your life into a revelation written by the hand of heaven. You stand at the edge of fulfillment, your spirit quiet yet burning, your heart unshaken. The revealing fire has done its work. You are whole, you are clean, and you are ready for what comes next. The glow of the revealing fire softens into gentle radiance. The air feels lighter, clearer, alive with the breath of completion. Everything that once seemed distant or hidden now stands in perfect alignment. You are no longer searching, you are becoming. This is the unveiling moment, the final act of the divine story that has been unfolding quietly through every step, every silence, every surrender. You sense it before it arrives. A shift so subtle it could almost be missed. Heaven is opening the curtain, not to make you seen, but to make its work in you visible. The secrecy has fulfilled its purpose. The time of hiding gives way to holy revelation. It is not a trumpet blast or a spectacle. It is like a sunrise spreading across the soul. Gentle, inevitable, transformative. You feel heaven's peace moving through you like a river. Everything that once confused you now carries meaning. Every waiting hour was a rehearsal for this grace. You realize that the silence wasn't wasted, it was teaching you how to hear the quieter language of God. The testing wasn't cruel, it was proof that what was inside you could survive the fire. And the secrecy wasn't exile, it was consecration. The unveiling moment is not a destination, it is a revealing of design. You begin to see that what you carry is not yours to boast about, it is God's reflection manifested through you. Every revelation, every word, every act of faith has woven you into the fabric of divine purpose. You are not merely a servant of the mystery, you have become part of the mystery itself, as was spoken in the sacred texts of old. In the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 19. For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed. That verse breathes life into your understanding. The unveiling was never just about you, it was about the world around you waiting for your light. The earth itself, weary and shadowed, has been groaning for the emergence of the ones who carry heaven's imprint. You are part of that unveiling, the quiet revolution of light born from those who endured their hidden seasons faithfully. You feel heaven's gaze upon you, not in judgment, but in joy. There is satisfaction in the divine presence, as though the Maker himself looks upon his creation and says, "It is good." The secret you kept, the silence you bore, the obedience you chose, they were all the brushstrokes painting this final portrait of trust. You realize now that revelation was never about gaining knowledge, but embodying truth. To be unveiled is to live transparently before heaven, to exist as a window through which divine light shines without distortion. You have become that window, clear and steady. People may see you, but those with discernment will see through you, glimpsing the reflection of the one who sent you. The unveiling is quiet, almost sacred in its simplicity. There are no grand announcements, no thunderous affirmations, just alignment. You walking in step with eternity, heaven and earth breathing in the same rhythm. You feel lighter because you no longer carry the need to prove anything. The fire has burned away every shadow of doubt, leaving only clarity. And so, the story that began in whisper ends in radiance. You no longer hide the light. You are the light. You no longer wait for permission. Heaven has already written yes upon your soul. You no longer fear what others might think. You stand anchored in truth that does not bend. The unveiling moment is not about exposure, it's about expression. It's the quiet confidence that allows you to move through the world as living testimony, not demanding recognition, but emanating peace. The same God who hid you is now revealing you, not as a secret kept, but as a message sent. And as you stand here, surrounded by the residue of divine fire and the fragrance of fulfillment, you understand the journey was never about learning who God is alone. It was about learning who you are in Him. The hidden one, the tested one, the refined one, now revealed, radiant and free. The journey has reached its still horizon. What began as a whisper in darkness has ended in the glow of revelation. You have walked through silence, through testing, through waiting, through fire, and you emerged as light. Heaven's script has been completed through you. The hidden one has been revealed. Now the story no longer belongs only to you. Every time you share its glow, another soul trapped in silence might awaken to their own calling. Every word you pass forward is a spark sent into someone's night. What we keep hidden dies in isolation, but what we release in faith multiplies. So as this final moment settles, let it not be goodbye, but continuation. Keep the flame alive. If this message stirred something deep within you, if it reminded you of who you truly are, help it find another heart that needs to remember too. When you like, when you share, when you subscribe, you are not supporting noise, you are tending the quiet fire of revelation. And if you feel led, write below what part of this journey touched you most. Your words may be the light another wanderer is searching for. Every comment becomes a small altar of gratitude, a way of saying, I was here, I heard, I believe. This is how the circle continues, light passing to light, voice echoing to voice, truth moving silently through hearts across the earth. The chosen ones rise not by shouting, but by shining together. So take this final breath of stillness and carry it with you. Let your silence remain powerful, your words purposeful, your life radiant. Heaven is watching, smiling, and whispering, well done, faithful one. Now go and share the light.